does a day in the life of a mumpreneur look like?
Oh gosh. Because I think sometimes we focus too much on the money. You have to focus on the vision. You have to focus on the vision. And that's another thing I was doing when no one didn't see. Like, I was testing things, and these times I was bringing my youngest with me. Like, when I was testing machines and stuff, like, he'll be sitting on the floor eating his, McDonald's, but people didn't see that side. Like, he was coming to meetings with me.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with my beautiful, beautiful friend, Simone. Say hi to everybody.
Hey!
So guys, I'm back with another career plug series. Now, if you remember, I think it might have been, I'm too embarrassed to say how long ago it was because it was a long time, but I did a series called The Career Plug where I sat and I spoke to a few people about what they do for a living, how they got into the field, what kind of advice they could give to you guys, and I'm back again with another Career Plug series, but this time I wanted to really focus on entrepreneurship. So I know a lot of us want to get into our side hustle bag, business bag, whatever it is. I think a lot of people really want to start thinking about how they can start their own business, what that looks like. So I really wanted to kick off this series focusing on entrepreneurship. And I know I get a lot of questions from you guys around how to start a business, what to do, how to balance like a business with a full-time job, all these type of questions. So rather than me sit here and waffle on by myself, I thought I would bring some of my friends to come and help answer these questions. And I'm quite blessed that I've got a lot of friends doing great things in business. So I thought that I could come and share that with you guys. So today I have my beautiful friend Simone. I've known her since I was like 16. How old were you when you were in college? Like 16.
16, yeah.
Yeah.
16, yeah.
So a really, really long time. Like, she's very, very dear to me. And yeah, guys, I'm not even gonna spoil it for you, but honestly, like, she's genuinely someone that's so inspirational to me for many, many reasons. So I thought that it would be great to kick off this series with her. So Sim, without further ado, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about yourself, a bit about your story, and then we can go into the questions.
So first of all, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming.
I'm Simone. I'm 31. I am a mother of 3.
First of all, guys, did you hear that? I mean, can we, please, can we get into it? Like, please, after I have 3 kids, if I don't look like Simone, anyway.
You will, don't worry. But, yeah, I'm a mother of 3. I work part-time. I've got multiple projects that I'm working on, and I also run a business as well. And yeah, it's been a journey. You will get to know a bit about that journey. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it, really.
Yeah, no, thank you for coming. So do you want to sort of explain to everybody like what sort of projects you're doing, what do you do, what is your business, and how did you get into it?
Okay, so my business and what I do, the projects, it all falls under events. Yeah. So within the events, I do multiple things, from kids parties right up to corporate. And I've always wanted to do events, but I just feel like the opportunity has only presented itself to me in 2021. And I think before that as well, I was dedicated to just, raising the boys, which was a sacrifice as well. So I kind of put my ambition and what I wanted to do aside for, a couple of years. How I got into, one of my projects was, again, like him, it's just conversation and open doors, networking, and a lot of help as well. A lot of help. Like, if I said I got where I was by myself, it would be like a total lie. And I do believe that, success I believe that it's not just for you. It's for people around you. Like, there's different people that do different things that will be able to contribute to the business or whatever you're doing, and likewise as well, I can contribute in certain areas that they can't contribute in. So yeah, it's a funny one how I got into it and how everything just, because like I said to you, so much opportunities came at me literally like that. Do you know what I mean? So
sounds like once you start believing that you can do it, it just sort of happens,
literally,
rather than limiting yourself and thinking, oh, maybe I can't.
So that's what happened. And again, just having conversation and speaking to people, and then this one will be like, oh, you know what, this opportunity's here, do you want to and then it just went kind of just uphill from there.
I think one of the main reasons that I thought it would be good to have this conversation is because, like you said, you're a mum of 3, you've got multiple projects that you work on, really like successful side business, and it'd just be good for people to see how that's possible. I feel like I always look at you and I always say, like, when I have kids, I hope I can do it the way she does. She makes it seem so effortless. But I think that there's a lot of mums out there that probably have a lot of doubt, probably not sure how they can really balance being a mum. There might be that mum guilt there of, you know, can I really put my all into a business and still be a good mum? So I thought it would be good to sort of open up that conversation around how that's possible. So how do you feel that you've been able to balance it all? Like, what's the secret?
With this, there's so many layers. There's so many layers to this. And I guess one of the things is mindset. And I feel like we hear about mindset a lot from, you know, people that's probably, I don't know, like people that's, you know, just whether they're single, whether they're a partnership, but you don't really hear it much from like a single mum with 3 children. So yeah, like, it's possible as a single mum to have that mindset. It's, you know what I mean, it doesn't just appeal to people that don't have children, do you know what I mean? But mindset is a key thing. Sacrifice and having the right people around you. I think that was one of the biggest things, like having people that is always just constantly reminding you of, you know, that you can achieve it. And I guess people investing in you as well, whether it's with skills, whether it's with finances, whether it's with links, do you know what I mean? So I would say mindset is everything, and the people you have around you is everything, and sacrifice. And just really just be strict, you know, and have a time frame to kind of a realistic time frame, because I feel like a lot of things are unrealistic, or what people what people deem as realistic, it doesn't apply to everyone. Do you know what I mean? So what might apply to me will not apply to you, and I feel like people need to understand that. And I feel like it's not really clear. I feel like it's just like, you know, you got to have a mindset, you got to do this, you got to do that, but it doesn't apply to everyone. So I feel like
it's what works for you.
Yeah.
So going back to what you were saying around sort of sacrifice, so because there's probably some people who are watching thinking, you know, do I really have to give up everything now that I'm a mum? Can I not still have a life? Can I not still enjoy things? Can I not still start my business? And I feel that you've been able to strike a good balance in doing all of that. But do you feel that, do you think that people have to sacrifice everything? Or do you think that actually, yeah, there are some things that you can do? I guess, like, what does that sacrifice look like?
Again, it's different for everyone. So for me, it's like, I think there was a point, I don't know if it was in 2021, because as you know, I had the other business, my nail business, and I guess I'd done it more for the income, but it wasn't my passion, if you know what I mean. And for me, sacrifice was like, I had to stop everything. And again, not everyone believes in God, but I had to say, God, like, I need you to just navigate through me right now. I just stopped everything, and I stopped going out. I stopped, you know, just certain things that I knew that was bringing me in a different direction to where I wanted to go. So I weren't really going out, and I was working like on my project, even when I weren't seeing the money. I think it's just a focus as well. You've got to like literally just go like under the radar a bit. You just gotta know your mission and work at it, and just believe in it, and just keep working until it came to pass. And for me, like I said, I didn't really go out. I spent a lot of time kind of researching and studying what I wanted to do. And yeah, I had to just miss out on enjoyment for a bit. And there was times when it does get lonely, like it's not always happy days. You are gonna have times where you feel like lonely, but do you know what? Those lonely paths take you to something so much better. And yeah, and then, you know, things just started happening, and yeah, I would say you would have to. And again, like I said, it depends on everyone's position. Some people might be able to do enjoyment and still work on, you know.
And I suppose enjoyment looks like different things to different people.
And it looks, yeah,
exactly. For enjoyment, it might not be going out, might not be everyone's enjoyment.
Yeah, so. Exactly, yeah. And then again, sometimes I will take breaks off social media to just really focus. And then I had to also filter out certain friendships as well.
What does a day in the life of a mumpreneur look like?
Oh gosh. What does it look like? Oh gosh. There was a point where my day will start at 5. When I got up at 5, that will be my time to, because that's when I was doing my exercise, my gymming as well. And that helped me mentally. I had to, you know, do that. So I'll get up at 5, I'll do like half an hour of workout, 45 minutes. I will pray, I'll read my words, and then I will get ready, have a coffee. Listen, that used to do, it still does, but yeah. And then I may have a bit of time before the boys wake up. And then I would either just do some work on the laptop. There was a point where one of my boys, my youngest, I said it to you, he's very, very clingy. So every time I left the bed, he will wake up. So there was times when it was difficult. I just need the morning. I just needed my coffee in peace. You know what I mean? But there was a time where every time I got up, he will always get up. And then sometimes when he gets up, the young one will get up. But yeah, I'll get up at 5, and then I tend to normally get the boys up at 7. And then yeah, we're out by like 8:30. And then once they go, sometimes I will have like a personal training session as well if I don't do it in the morning. But yeah, in between that I will just, and then, no, at that time my youngest was only doing half day. So he was only going to school till about 11:30. So literally I had to fit so much in before picking him up. So there was just a lot of up and down. And then yeah, it's just kind of trying to fit everything in. And then when the boys come, it was, yeah, you know.
Sounds like you have to have quite a bit of structure to the day.
Yeah, but sometimes
then also being open to the fact that there might not be structure.
And I just had to still just, you know, yeah.
And then, so I suppose another thing I was thinking is that there's probably mums out there that struggle with the idea of, okay, I've got my business, or if it's not a business and you've got work, and then you want to still be there as much as possible for your children, for things that, you know, things like homework or school plays, things like that. How do you, like, what would be sort of the tips, or how do you navigate all of that?
If I'm honest, I'm not always on, for example, their homework, I'm not always on top of it. It's impossible at times. Their school plays, I think for me, because I've always, from obviously my oldest, I've always attended everything. So the mum guilt does kick in when I don't go, or I don't feel like going, or I can't make it. However, I had to remind myself, Sim, like, you're only one person. There's so much you can do. Do you know what I mean? So you just got to do what works for you, I guess. And like I said, I'm not always able to do their homework and stuff. I'm not always able to spend time. However, this year I think I said to myself, right, I'm going to create a bit more of a structure. So I got a diary, and I was listening to Cindy Trim as well. And I'm trying to now cater for each hour. And I think so far that's worked. And I've said to myself, right, I tried to get everything done before I pick the boys up from school. And then I'm able, from like 3 o'clock now, I can be on top of things, you know, cook dinner early, even try and do that before I pick them up, do you know what I mean? Bath them early. And then I said to myself, by 6 o'clock, I want to be out my kitchen. I want to be able to just be present and sitting down. I haven't quite, you know, grasped that yet, but I'm getting there. But yeah, it's all trial and error.
Yeah,
it's all trial and error.
Just try and see what.
Yeah, you just got to do what you can. You know, like I said, do not come and kill yourself.
No, it's so true. It's so true. You have to just strike a good balance, I suppose.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think you've kind of answered it, to be honest, in what we've been discussing. But that is actually one of my next questions. Like, how do you strike a good balance between being a mum and running a successful business?
Is there a rebalance? I don't know. I think there's some days where I'm winging it, and then there's some days where I'm absolutely not. Yeah, it can just.
I guess it's being okay with that as well.
Yeah, and I think I struggled at first with that, but then I really had to be like, Sim, like, this is your journey, this is your road, and no matter what everyone else might, you know, whatever other people might make it seem simple or this, that, whatever, but you got to go according to your, you know, your journey and what you can do, and don't feel guilty about it. You know what I mean? Like, no one really sees, you know, people always see, like, for social media, you know, oh, this mom's doing that, or they're doing this, doing that. Listen, don't watch social media, because no one really posts their negative side, and yeah, like, some people might have a support system
that they're not necessarily showing, so
that they're not showing, exactly.
Yeah, that's so true, actually. There's probably, like, mums out there that might, if you come across on social media and you see this mum, she seems like she's bossing it every day, doing this, doing that, and then you feel bad within yourself, like, I can't do that, why can't I do that? Not realising there's probably a lot more to it in the background that they're not sharing. And
exactly.
People aren't always quick to post their struggles, is what I've realised.
Yeah, 100%.
So if you feel like you're struggling, the chances are other people probably are. They're just probably not talking about it. So you shouldn't feel bad that you can't do everything.
Yeah. And as for myself, you know, my support system's not great at all. Do you know what I mean? So I've kind of done majority. I just don't have a great support system. So motherhood is very full on. You know what I mean? But
it's a job in itself, right?
Yeah. You know, 3 jobs, guys. And my business, that's 4 jobs. Yeah, jobs to continue. But everyone's
no, it's true. But you're doing a fantastic job, by the way. I'm not just saying that because we're friends. I genuinely see it, and I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring her on the channel, because I thought, I mean, for people that don't know you personally, just like knowing your story, knowing how far you've come, watching how you literally boss it every single day with the boys, it's inspiring. It really is, especially for people like me who, you know, I don't have children yet, but I look at you and I see the journey that you've been on, and I think to myself, do you know what, like, Sim has done a fantastic job, and what's my excuse? That's literally what I think. Like, I have no excuse, really and truly. So I think it's good that your representation, that it can be possible, people can.
Yeah, and I think people need to know that you can.
Yeah,
you can, and everyone's time will come. Don't compare yourself to what you see on social media or what you see X, Y, and Z doing. Like I said, how everything happened to me, it just came like that, and I guess as well, it came with a lot of, you know, like I said, sacrifice and just really focusing. But my time was my time.
Yeah. Your
time was. And another thing I want to say as well, like, because I think sometimes we focus too much on the money. You have to focus on the vision. You have to focus on the vision. And that's another thing I was doing when no one didn't see. Like, I was testing things, and these times I was bringing my youngest with me, like when I was testing machines and stuff, like he'll be sitting on the floor eating his, you know, McDonald's, but people didn't see that side. Like he was coming to meetings with me, but because I believed in my vision and I had people around me that was always pushing me, encouraging me, you know, yeah, it comes. So don't rush the process, what I'm trying to say. Like, when you got a vision, you work at it slowly, you graft, and then it will all come to pass, and beautiful thing.
I actually love that. Sorry guys, I'm actually, like, we have these conversations all the time, but even when she's talking, it's like I'm hearing it for the first time, so I'm just sitting there in awe, like, oh yeah, no. So what do you enjoy the most about your business? Like, what are the fulfilling aspects of it?
I think it's just doing what I love. It's just doing what I love. Another fulfilling thing is that I've always dreamed of having a business and having an option for my kids to run it. And again, when I went to Dubai, you know, I had the L'Oreal job, and I was able to send, you know, my oldest boy with my cousin, and they, you know, they smashed it. You know what I mean? And he knew what to do. I didn't come back. I thought, oh, maybe I'll come back and one of the machines I'll get burnt or whatever. No. When I went to clean the machines, like, he literally just, you know, and I think that's one of the fulfilling things that I've always wanted, to have a business knowing that I'm able to either pass it down or know that, you know, my kids or my niece or my nephew, they're able to, you know, take this on. You know what I mean? And it's just, yeah, seeing what I dreamed of come to pass as well. And this is only the beginning, so yeah, and just working on your own terms is a beautiful thing. And just being able to go in places that I didn't think I could ever go in, and also networking with amazing people as well. I've met some really good people.
One thing that I always like ask in these videos is, have you sort of made any mistakes along the way, and what would be your advice to people on how to navigate either making those mistakes or even avoiding making some of those mistakes?
Well, I made a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes, but I feel like it grows you. Sometimes you have to make mistakes. I feel like you're never going to do anything perfect. You know, you always make mistakes. So I think a lot of things, I don't know, I think one of them was, I wouldn't say impulsive spending, but I'll just, I want this, I'll buy things. Or like for when I was doing the nail business, and I think it was in lockdown, and I kept buying things, but I was like researching it and watching videos, and I thought, okay, maybe I can add that, maybe I can add this, and I kept doing that, and I feel like, and I kept watching other people's pages and think, oh, they're doing that, so I can do this, and I felt like I lost my vision of what I actually wanted to start the nail business for, if you know what I mean. So the original plan was to just do natural nails, you know, and then I started navigating into extensions and doing this and doing that, and I just got lost. So that's one of the mistakes that I've made. Also as well, I guess, I don't know, some people might agree, they might not, but I feel like whatever you do, make sure you're passionate about it. Don't just do it for money, because again, I started my nail business because it was convenient. I was able to do it from home and also, you know, get that extra income. But I don't think, after a while, I don't think I'm actually passionate about it. It's like I was doing it and I liked it at the end, but I feel like I wasn't enjoying the in between, actually doing it, and you know. So I feel like for something to be successful, I feel like there has to be some sort of desire and passion for it to. And another mistake is not listening to, I want to say noise, what everyone's opinion. Oh, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do this? Because I guess I've done that as well. And someone be like, oh, why don't you add this service? Why don't you add that? And I was like, do you know what? Yeah. And then, then same people that said add this service won't even come and get their nail. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's another thing as well. You got to be careful of, you know, you just got to focus on the vision. And
I mean, sorry guys, you keep seeing me look at the camera. It's just because I want to make sure that it's focus in because it keeps going in and out. And also, I don't want it to stop recording by accident. Yeah. So don't think I'm just coming to watch myself.
She is.
Kind of am.
But yeah, there's so many mistakes. There's so many mistakes in terms of even spending, like just buying things and just start small. And there's so many things. You learn on the way.
Yeah, that's true.
You definitely learn on the way. And also, I would say, like, ask people. Ask people around you who may have that knowledge, so it will kind of avoid you from making so many mistakes as well.
Yeah.
We really got to utilize, networks and people, and don't be ashamed to ask.
Yeah,
I think I'd done that. I think if I'd done that, then I would have probably
might have learned something a bit sooner.
Yeah, and avoided a lot of things. But yeah.
No, absolutely. Just going back to what you were saying around making sure that you're passionate about something, do you think that if there is a season that people probably have to go through, or mums might have to go through in terms of doing something that they might not really want to do, but it's probably the right thing to do within that time, whether it's just to bring money in, or whether it's just to have something for themselves? Or do you think that actually that's not necessary, you just focus on your vision and your passion of what it is that you need to do?
I don't know, I can't speak for everyone. I think for me, I done it and then I realised no, this ain't for me. Some people do things they don't like, and it works for them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then I guess the downfall is that they're not happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it all depends on, and sometimes you have to do things you don't like, to have that extra income, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But I think doing something that you love and it doesn't feel like a job, I think that's amazing, because I guess you get to grow it in ways. It doesn't feel like a job.
Was sort of like everything you're doing now, like events, etc., like, was that always your chosen career field, or did you sort of fall into it, or did you discover a passion for it along the way? Like, how did you sort of realise that, okay, yeah, this is what I want to invest my time in?
I've always had a passion for it.
To be fair, you have.
Yeah, I've always had it. Like, even when, like, from young, when I used to like go like certain events and stuff, I used to think, oh my gosh, like, I would love to do this when I'm older. Like, even at school, when you got like concerts or proms or whatever, I used to think, oh, this is amazing, I would love. Do you know what I mean? Like, anything to do with music, events, or I think there's an element of just knowing that someone's had a fantastic event.
Yeah.
Knowing that someone else is happy, that makes me happy. Like, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of like like planning and stuff. It's a lot of work.
I'm gonna definitely do a separate video about events as a business and all of that. But yeah,
it's a lot of work, but I guess it's the end result.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, even with my business, there's a lot of up and down and traveling and carrying and I think cleaning and all of that. But it's like, when you actually get to the event, you've set up, and how the event is successful, it's just like, you know what? Yeah, and then they're complimenting you, saying thank you so much. It's like, it's nice.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's nice. So yeah, I definitely think events is something. I think there's some things I wouldn't do in events because I've seen how stressful it is.
Yeah.
Or maybe I wouldn't take things to like a certain level or massive, because I know it can be bloody stressful.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always been my passion.
So my last question is, what are your top tips or advice that you would give to mums? I know I keep saying mums, but I know there's single fathers out there too. So yeah, I don't want to exclude you guys. But yeah, for mums, single parents that want to start their own business, want to strike the balance that you have, like, what would be the top advice that you would give them?
One, never doubt yourself. Never ever doubt yourself. Like I said, everyone's journey is different. Everyone's takeoff is different. So never doubt yourself. There's a season for everything.
Yeah.
There's a season for everything. There's a season to start. There's a season to stop. And again, obviously, I believe in God. So for me, it was just a lot of conversations I was having with Him. There was a point when I had to just surrender and be like, God, like, I know what I'm going to be. I know I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how I'm gonna get there.
Yeah.
I don't know how, you know, this is gonna start, but I trust you. And in that moment, I had to just stop everything, and I just focused on the boys, and focused on getting like my financial stuff, you know, correct and stuff like that. So, and then everything just came. But yeah, I think that, and I think utilize your network. So speak to people, whether it's family, whether it's colleagues, whether it's parents at school. You just never know who is who. You just never know. Sometimes you'll have a conversation and they'll be like, oh my gosh, like I do this, like I can offer this, or you know, you just never know. Give yourself time. Give yourself time, and go according to your lifestyle. And yeah, just be around the right people. I think that's so important, because when you're around noise, it's only noise that you see.
Yeah.
I remember, you know, I was on such an amazing journey. I was positive, everything was going good, and then I reconnected with someone, and then I found myself in a space where there was just too much gossiping, too much. Do you know what I mean? Like it was just a distraction.
Yeah.
And I found myself in a place where I wasn't, like probably like a month ago, and I was just like, why is this? So I had to just kind of slowly just shift myself back in line with, you know, what I was doing, the right people, the right conversations. And then, yeah, and I watch a lot of YouTube channels as well. So, I think I said it earlier, Lisa Nichols and people like that really, really helped as well.
But those are really good tips. But thank you so much for coming on my channel. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sure that you guys have learned a lot. I've definitely learned a lot. I always learn a lot speaking to you. So I'm pretty sure that everyone would also benefit from all of the wisdom that you have shared. But comment below if you have any more questions for Simone, if there's any other questions or things that you would want us to touch on that we haven't today. I will happily bring her back. She ain't got a choice. I'll bring her back. So if you have questions for her, if there's things that you want to know, please do comment below or send me a DM or an email. But until then, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you like, comment and subscribe.